Hi, Courtney.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Oh, good. People are signing up for Remind. Cool. Oh, here we go. Resume curriculum. Okay. Hi, Dee. Hi, Naomi. How are you guys?
I'm good. How about you?
Good, good. How's it going over at Enlace, Dee?
Surprisingly, I haven't heard back from them.
They're probably not.
I talked to Professor Sita.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said something was going on. They're trying to figure stuff out. So, that was on Sunday. So I haven't heard anything since Sunday. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're probably just getting things going.
yeah, they're starting. I think they're starting to get ready and stuff like that. But I miss y'all already.
Oh, we miss you too. But I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
So I did this class in Blackboard. Gosh, this is the first one I did over the break. And so I'm like, wow, I actually took care of a lot of stuff in here, surprisingly. And then my other classes, I was kind of scrambling more to get them ready. But this one looks like it might be okay. So I transfer everything from the previous semester, and sometimes I forget to change the deadlines, but wow, okay, I did that here. That's great. Wow, good, good. Okay. Hey, Alejandro.
Hey, Mr. Rico.
Hi. Hi, Jules.
Hi.
It's great to see some familiar names. Jocelyn. Some of you I don't know, but I'm sure I'll get to know you. Gloria.
Hi.
So I was a little worried about this new year after what happened a couple weeks ago, but I was happy that the inauguration went off okay. You know, everyone was safe. Nothing bad happened. It was a little scary there for a while. Did y'all see the inauguration yesterday?
No, not really.
Was that you, Mario?
Yes, ma'am.
I know you watched the concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it was pretty cool because my reporting class, they tweeted from the inauguration, not from it, but you know, they watched it because they had stuff happening all day. And so we kind of did something similar to what we did for the election night with the reporting classes. We had them tweeting. So it was pretty cool. You know, we have to come up with some rules on tweeting for news outlets, but I think they did a great job considering, like, I gave them this assignment on Tuesday and they had to do it on Wednesday. And so they were real troopers. But you can see, yeah, like here's Mario's tweet. They had a concert last night, a virtual concert. So like the bands were performing in different cities. And so the reporters were tweeting, like everyone got a time slot they had to cover. And so they were tweeting from different, you know, events. So I was really proud of them. I realized it is not, well, for me, it's difficult to tweet because I tend to write long. And so I decided I would try, and it was hard. Like I think it was like 375 words that I had to condense to 200. And even then I was like, this sounds bad, you know, and but I'm learning from the students too. I mean, just as much as they're learning from me. I was gonna see if I should show you my tweet, but I don't even know if I can. See, I don't even know how to use Twitter. Like I can't figure out, oh, here we go. If I go to the home page, right?
You know what's crazy is I think when they first started, it used to be only 150 characters that you could use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right. So like I did this tweet. I thought I had another one in here. See, I don't even know. I barely started tweeting myself, but it's difficult to get under that amount of characters. So anyway, I was proud of my students. It's exciting. Let's go ahead and start talking about our class. So this is a 1-credit class. So I try to keep the assignments just very basic. You will mostly be focusing on developing your digital portfolio of your work, you know, to show to prospective employers. You'll also practice, you'll learn tips for job interviews. And then at the very end of the semester, we'll practice with each other, interviewing each other to kind of get ready for that job interview experience. I will also invite guest speakers to class, and I always base that on the first assignment where you tell me your career goals and what you want to do. And then I try to bring in speakers that match that. You know, so for instance, let's see, last semester we had quite a few students interested in sports reporting, so I brought in a sports reporter to talk. And the great thing about virtual classrooms is I can bring people in from anywhere. So that reporter works in Virginia. And then I brought in a Tamusa graduate who now works for CNET as a reporter, and he lives in New York. So it's kind of cool, like being able to bring people in from anywhere. So yeah, once I do that, once you do your assignment, I'll be able to match some speakers. So we're gonna meet every other Thursday, 2 to 2:50. And looking at Blackboard, you know, I have the syllabus here under course materials. And again, it's pretty basic. I kept it a Word document because I'm gonna update it with the speakers. Okay, let me go ahead and share this. Microsoft Word. Yeah, so, you know, it's got my email. It has the class link, and it will always be the same link for this meeting. And again, since this is a 1-credit class, you know, I'm not, you know, as long as you turn your stuff in, you'll be fine. And like I said, every week there'll be an assignment. So like this week, you have to write a career goals essay due January 25th. I won't normally have 2 assignments in 1 week, but this career goals essay, I just want to get that done early, and then submit resume format assignment due January 27th. We'll talk about that in a second. So the assignments will typically be due on Wednesday nights. So again, we'll meet this week synchronously in person, and then next week we won't have class, but you'll still have an assignment. You're going to watch a video. I'm going to show you where these videos are. And then you'll have a quiz on that video. The next week we'll have a guest speaker from Samus Ochoa, a public relations firm. You will have homework that week, and your homework is to join LinkedIn, which a lot of you are already on. So that should be easy. So again, every other week, on and off. Here's an assignment for our asynchronous week. And all the assignments will be in Blackboard. So it's pretty standard. I don't grade super harshly on the assignments. I mean, frankly, if you turn it in, you get 100 unless there's something really glaringly wrong. So that's pretty much how we'll proceed throughout the semester. I guess I should go over the evaluation. Let me go back up there. So the grading will be weekly homework and quizzes, 60%, major project, which is your digital portfolio, 40%. So we'll have some classes throughout the semester where you'll be working on your portfolio in class. And some of you, again, may already have a digital portfolio on WordPress or Wix or something like that. And that's great. You know, you can use that one. We'll just keep adding to it, adding your work samples, adding a bio, your resume, that kind of thing. How many of you already have a digital portfolio, like somewhere where you have your work samples and all that online?
I do.
Alejandro, you have one? Great. Yeah. So for some of you, you'll just be enhancing it. And for others, you'll be starting from scratch and building a portfolio in WordPress or Wix. There are probably other programs you can use as well. And if you guys know of any, let me know. WordPress is not always super user-friendly. I've heard that Wix is better.
If you have an Adobe account, I think you get a free portfolio on there, and they have like different layouts and stuff.
Okay, that's good to know. Is it more user-friendly than, say, WordPress or?
Oh yeah, way easier than WordPress.
Yeah.
Probably easier than Wix and stuff too.
Okay, that's good to know. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second, and we'll go back to Blackboard. Okay. So yeah, I try to keep this class pretty straightforward because it is 1 credit. So that's the syllabus. This is the link to join, same link all the time. And then weekly modules. Again, I have the modules according to whether they're synchronous or asynchronous. So this week, we're doing our course overview. You don't have to sign up for Big Interview in class, but just make sure you sign up for it because you're going to be watching videos on this Big Interview site throughout the semester. And it looks like this. It's actually a really cool site. It has all kinds of videos that you can watch to help you prepare for the job market. And they're organized different ways, but like for instance, this fast track series has stuff about the types of interviews you might have, practice, types of interviewers, how to answer inappropriate questions, you know, so all kinds of really good information, what to wear to an interview. And some of these we'll watch, or you'll watch on your own, and then there'll be an assignment attached to watching the video. This is a really good one, analyzing job descriptions, because it's going to help you learn how to read a job description and kind of tweak your resume for that particular job. So yeah, definitely sign up for this. It's free. You just have to create an account and a password and all that. And then I'll let you know what videos you have to watch. And then join remind.com. You can do that right here. Again, we don't have to do this necessarily in class today, but please do it so that way I can text everyone easily. And this is the career goals assignment due on Monday. So, and it's just tell me what you want to do, like after you graduate. And a good way to think about that, if you're not sure, is to think about the work that you've done so far in your communications courses. Think about what you enjoyed doing, what you were good at, what you're proud of, what skills you have so far. And then what's your dream job if you have one? If you don't, that's okay. But think about what kind of skills you might need for that job. Also think about things that you haven't done yet that you would like to accomplish maybe this semester. Again, that's due on Monday. And then we'll watch that first resume video in Big Interview. And then this will be the assignment due on January 27th. And basically it's very straightforward. All you have to do is start your resume. So, you know, at the top you have your name, your address, email, all of that. list your education so far, and list your current or most recent job. You don't even have to list all your jobs, but just your current or most recent. So you can at least start a resume. And some of you, again, may already have resumes, so that's great. Like, you can submit that for this assignment. But if you don't, you know, you can use the guidance we're going to get from the video. And then you'll continue to work on your resume throughout the semester. Okay, any questions so far about the class or these assignments?
No, ma'am. It seemed pretty straightforward.
You can always use the chat if you need to. One last thing, I'm asking everyone to fill out this remote learning survey. It's similar to what I did last semester. I can't remember if I did it. I think I did it in my other classes, but it's just kind of like letting me know where you are, technology issues, pandemic, any concerns you have, so we can figure those out. So when do I have a deadline for this? This is due also next Wednesday. And like I said, just, you know, answer the questions. As long as you turn it in, you get 100. But it just helps me because I know last semester was our first fully virtual semester, and I want to see how that went for you. And if there are any issues I need to know about, you know, to help you succeed in this class and other classes. Okay, so yeah, career goals due Monday, resume format due January 27th, Wednesday, remote learning survey due Wednesday. Oh, and join Remind. So if there aren't any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and queue up this video. And again, you can watch it again on your own, but this is gonna be to help you do the first assignment, structuring your resume.
Professor, did you say that we're going to meet every week or every other week?
Also show you, we have some resume samples. If you go all the way down here under weekly modules, I have some resources for creating a resume. So this is more than you ever wanted to know. We have sample resumes you can look at, templates, different videos about, you know, why you should have a good resume and what should be in it. So lots of information there. Okay, did I miss a question? It looks like Dee answered it maybe. Okay, so let me go ahead and queue up this video and we can watch it.
Let's talk about resumes. Big Interview is primarily about acing the interview, but we also know how important resumes are in making sure you get the right opportunities to show off those new and improved interview skills. If you're not getting enough calls for interviews, it may be time to revisit your resume. As you probably know, your resume is the key marketing document in your job search. There's a lot of information out there about resumes. Articles, templates, resume builders. Some of the advice is good, while much of it is very general, misguided, or even outdated. We wanted to help you focus on the most useful tips and guidelines to help you make sure your resume does its job, getting you in the door for the interviews you want. With this lesson, we're going to start by providing an overview of how to format and structure your resume for maximum effect. You can use this information to write or rewrite your own resume, or to guide you in seeking expert help if you want it. Other lessons will focus on using keywords and persuasive writing techniques to get results, writing a summary statement to make any resume more compelling, and other topics like writing cover letters and thank you notes. For right now, let's start here with the resume big picture, how to format and structure your resume. First, let's address length. You've probably read that all resumes should be limited to 1 page. Well, experts now agree that the 1-page rule is dead. It's perfectly okay to go to 2 pages if you have the content to justify it. However, your resume should always be as focused and concise as possible. Too much fluff will turn off recruiters and hiring managers and also serve to bury your most interesting content. If you're a student or relatively new grad, your resume should probably stick to 1 page. If you have more experience, 2 pages is just fine. There's rarely a need to go to more than 2 pages for a resume. It's a different story when we're talking about a CV or curriculum vitae, commonly used in Europe and in the US and Canada, in academia, medicine, and some other fields. A CV is expected to be longer. For a standard American resume, try to stick to 2 pages. Of course, it's important to make sure your best information is highlighted at the top of the first page to make sure it's seen during the usual 20-second scan. We'll get to more advice on how to do that shortly. For those who are totally new to writing resumes, it's important to talk a bit about the traditional resume voice used in resume writing, as it's different from other forms of writing. Instead of always writing in full sentences, it is traditional to drop the I. So instead of, I led my team to a 20% increase in sales revenue, you would simply say, led team to 20% increase in sales revenue. Why? Who knows? It probably started as a matter of efficiency. Most of your resume sentences should be about you, so why keep repeating I and my when it should be obvious? At this point, it has become the standard. So using I and me and my can make you look amateurish or unpolished, while also unnecessarily taking up valuable space on the resume. Leave the I for the cover letter and thank you notes. Even without the I's, your resume writing style should favor active voice versus passive voice. As a refresher for those who have blocked out high school English comp class, active voice sentences focus on a subject taking action versus an object being acted upon. For example, active is, I wrote the presentation. Passive is, the presentation was written by me. As you can see, passive voice tends to be more wordy and indirect. For a resume, that's no good. Also, active voice tends to emphasize action, as you would assume from the name. In a resume, you want to take ownership of your actions and accomplishments. Present yourself as active and not passive. This is why it's so useful to use lots of descriptive action words in your resume. We'll talk more about that and share a list of resume action words in our persuasive resume writing lesson. So in the resume, drop the I, but keep the sentences in active voice as much as possible. Passive voice is not wrong, however. It may be useful in some scenarios when talking about actions taken by others where the details aren't important, but it is always best to use powerful language whenever you can. When it comes to layout and design, there is no one perfect format. There are a lot of free and low-cost templates out there, and most of them work just fine. Unless you're in a design-related field, the fonts and visuals will be secondary to the content. Layout is all about looking professional and drawing attention to the key information. If you are in a design-related field, your resume also serves as a sample of your design skills and sensibilities, so you'll want to use your talents to show what you can do. For the rest of us, the focus should be on professionalism and efficiency. Professionalism means using a modern, easy-to-read font like Calibri or Garamond or Arial. Avoid using fonts that look dated or are hard to read, like Courier or Brush Script or the dreaded Comic Sans. Don't overthink it. Your resume font is not going to be a deciding positive factor. I love his font, get him on the phone now. On the other hand, a really bad font choice could hurt you by making you look out of touch or unprofessional or sloppy. Font size is all about readability. Stick to 10 to 12 point font. You can go a little bigger for section or position headings to distinguish them, though you can also use bold or italic for this purpose. Just be consistent. Make your name stand out with a larger font size and formatting, though there's no need to go crazy here. Other visual elements should be selected based on similar goals, creating a professional, polished, and easy-to-read document. This includes choosing where to center versus left justify, where to use bold, italic, or bullet points, where to use a line or other design element or extra white space to visually separate sections. Again, be consistent. Be careful about going overboard to squeeze more information into the space. If you go too small with your font or squeeze your line spacing too tight, readability will suffer. As we mentioned earlier, it's okay to go to 2 pages if you have good content to justify it. If you're junior level and this close to fitting on 1 page, it's a better idea to go back and get ruthless about eliminating extra words or unnecessary details. Check out our other lesson on persuasive resume writing for techniques to keep your content concise and convincing.
Okay, so those were some good tips. You can watch part 2 on your own if you like. And again, I have all those resources in the Blackboard weekly modules at the very bottom. So that is basically it for this week. And then of course, we're not meeting next week, but you will have homework. So make sure to check out the homework for next week. You watch persuasive resume writing, and then there's a quiz. Where is the quiz? Take this timed quiz. Okay, obviously I have to put the quiz in here, but that will be in there for you. And that is it. Do you guys have any questions before we leave today? And again, you can always put them in the chat. So another thing I wanted to say is I know that some of you are getting ready to graduate this semester and you're probably really nervous, like, what am I going to do? Where do I go? How do I get a job? And, you know, we can talk about that throughout the semester. You know, I'm happy to give you advice based on my own experience looking for work and getting jobs. I'm happy to direct you to resources. You know, don't feel like you can't talk to me about any of your concerns or anxieties about going out and looking for a job after you graduated, because it can be really scary and overwhelming. And, you know, especially right now we're in a pandemic. And so, you know, I just want you to know I'm here for you for any of that. So with that said, unless you have questions, I will look forward to reading your career goals essays. And I'll see you next week. I'll hang around for questions if you have any, but other than that, have a good rest of your week. I won't see you next week because we're meeting asynchronously. So I'll see you the week after. Okay. Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.